Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? So I'm wearing pajamas because, when you don't have a costume on Purim, usually people just wear pajamas. And I brought a Johnny Walker. I thought we'd look at fun things, like fun videos, talking about Purim and Iran and everything like it. And then this Kurd thing happened. So that became like something people talk about. So I tried to figure out what's happening. So I talked to my Kurdish friends, my Iranian friends, and anyway, it reminded me that these people give me a headache. That's my conclusion. Talking to different fractions in Iran, and my message is to all of them is always the same. You guys, just get rid of the Ayatollahs, and then make sure you survive the next day, and then do whatever you want to do. Hello, everybody. So yeah, let's go through some stuff. Do you guys want to start with serious stuff, or do you guys want to start with like the funny videos that I saved on Instagram? There aren't that many, but it made me happy. So should we start with laughter or should we start with news? Because I think, yeah, well, the Kurds are angry now. Okay, fine. Let's watch some fun stuff and see if we can get something out of the Kurds, because apparently they're unhappy with breaking ambiguity. All right, so the Kurds are like, ambiguity is a good thing, so we are not gonna say what's happening. You make your own conclusions. It might be happening, might not be happening. So let's just say no one knows. That's the Kurdish side. Khamenei is dead. Javid Shah is exactly what the Kurds are not so happy about, that concept. But not only the Kurds, a lot of people are not, like even inside Iran, are like not sure about the Shah, Reza. But I support him mostly because that way you could know that you can have a complete regime change, and it's something that you need. So unfortunately, it is what it is, but it's not my decision to make anyway. I just want the Ayatollahs, the mullahs out. But thank you, I'm going to say, Ryan, for your support again. Ryan Graham. Oh, well, I've heard the entire Tel Aviv is obliterated. Interesting. Sometimes there is this question, should I believe what my eyes are seeing, or should I believe what you tell me, sir? And it's a really hard decision to make, because like both sources are just as trustworthy. Like both my opening my eyes and like listening to you, it's like the same weight. Yeah, Purim started a couple of nights ago. Yeah, Monday night. So, all right, let's do some fun. Let's do some fun videos. I'm gonna share my some from Instagram. Wait, that gives like you like a spoiler. Okay, let's do like this, and then you're not gonna get a spoiler. Okay, so this is funny. Let me change the setting. Go like this. Perfect. This is, have you guys seen this X post? It made me laugh. I actually think I also saved it on X, specifically this one. But there are several here. Anyway. Oh, amazing. It's here as well. Okay. So may Allah protect him, and it got community noted. The best community note I've ever seen. Allah did not protect him. Hello, Samantha. Hello, people. Hello, Wisconsin. Guys, where are you watching from? Let me know. Say hello. Say hello, everybody. There's another one. Oh, this was amazing. French court upholds ban on Israeli defense firms at Paris airshow, sparking outcry. I need to read properly. And then the Mossad commented, following the banning of Israeli companies at the last military expo in France, we welcome everyone to view our product demonstration in Tehran. Hilarious. Hello, Toronto. Toronto. Hello. Oh, I'm so sorry. The occupied nation of the UK. Did Starmer officially side with the IRGC? What's his deal? What is his deal? Hello from Detroit. Hello. Oh, I am misinformed. Israel was nuked and it's out of the map now. So what are you watching exactly? A ghost? What am I to you now? All right. It's not so funny. Okay. Let's watch videos. Videos are more funny. I love this. Okay, this one I watched. I'm not gonna lie. I watched it for like an hour. Just like loops.
We'd have to stop the war.
That was amazing. I wish I could start from the beginning. I don't like the Instagram format, but it is what it is.
What? But we've already been...
I know, man, I know, but something happened that we did not anticipate.
Well, how? We've infiltrated every single aspect of...
Because they waited days to do it, man. Days. They really caught us napping this time.
Pull yourself together, Donald. Talk to me.
I don't know how to say this, BB, but there's been a statement of utmost concern from the Europeans.
Those bottle caps better be attached to the missiles, Donald.
They're like, Monsieur President, you violated the Ayatollah's data privacy.
Your aircraft carriers are rated C- for energy efficiency.
I'm screaming. Boy, we could go on for weeks like this.
Oh, we will.
Weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and...
I will not lie. I watched it. I know it's just like a couple, like it's not that long, but I like before I went to sleep last night, I just watched it again and again and again and again for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. That's like with the hard courts. The Europeans issued statement.
Baby, we got a problem. We might have to stop the war.
What? But we've already been...
I know, man, I know, but something happened that we did not anticipate.
Well, how? We've infiltrated every single aspect of...
Because they waited days to do it, man. Days. They really caught us napping this time.
Pull yourself together, Donald. Talk to me.
I don't know how to say this, BB, but there's been a statement of utmost concern from the Europeans.
Those bottle caps better be attached to the missiles, Donald.
They're like, Monsieur President, you violated the Ayatollah's data privacy.
Your aircraft carriers are rated C- for energy efficiency.
I'm screaming. Boy, we could go on for weeks like this.
Oh, we will.
Weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and...
Oh, it's amazing every time. Okay, I wonder if I can just play something. Okay, this one I also thought.
I used to live in Iran for 25 years and my whole family is still living there. But since yesterday, I am learning so much about my country from white people in Europe who don't speak my language and have never been to Iran. Thank you so much for enlightening us. This is very, very educational. I used to live in Iran for...
I know, I love it. I feel the same as an Israeli. I love it when people tell me about my own country and what it's like. I love it. But honestly, you can avoid it by not going out of Israel.
For 25 years and my whole family is still living there. But since...
Harbinger Zero. White on, thank you. Iranians are also white. Yes. Did you ever, you know what the Caucasians are? Have you looked at where the Kafkaz is? Where is the Caucasia? It's literally the area where Georgia, Armenia, Kafkaz is. It's the mountain area. Yeah, it's that's that's the Caucasians. This is where the Caucasians are from. And there are two, from what I've heard. So there were two mutations to make people white. Two happened in two different places. One is in the Middle East and the other is in Scandinavia, and they happened for different reasons. So in the Middle East, the Fertile Crescent, Israel, Jordan Valley, Iran, and everywhere like that, the reason that humans became more white was because of changing diet, because of agriculture. So there was less vitamin D, from food, so they became white. And in Scandinavia, it's lack of sun. So it's different reasons. And I also think that because ironically enough, because the sun is so strong here, people avoid the sun because it's too strong when they work in the fields and stuff. So it just sure doesn't help with the whiteness. So it's like, that's another thing. Yes. White people come from Mount Ararat, honestly. You know, like Noah with the ark. It's like everybody there. So where did so how did the black people survive? I'm transparent, can confirm no sun formats. Yeah. Like the Middle East is a land of ironies. On one hand, Lebanon has the highest percentage of skin cancer in the world. But on the other hand, we also have the highest vitamin D deficiency. It's amazing. So, okay. This I love this. I was like, okay, this is.
אני בהלם, אני בהלם, ביזיוני מאוד.
It's amazing.
אני בהלם, אני בהלם, ביזיוני מאוד.
I was like, I'm shocked.
אני בהלם.
Look at him, he's like hanging there, just like with a. Amazing. It's like, it's so amazing. How did I not think of it? Oh, I love this. France surrenders.
In a surprise development, France has.
It's so beautiful.
Surrendered amid the Israel-Iran conflict. Let's go to Trere for the latest.
That's right, Raj. They surrendered last night. They just don't know to who yet.
In a surprise development, France has surrendered amid the Israel-Iran conflict. Let's go to Trere for the latest.
Anyone from France here? Any French people? No? Anyone here? Nobody? This is so funny, I think. I never thought I'd die fighting side by side with a Jew. What about side by side with a friend? Wallahi, I could do that. I feel like, I feel like this is like the movie, the Brad Pitt movie that I didn't watch, the zombie apocalypse movie. I didn't watch it, but I heard there was a scene where there was a zombie attack, and the Israelis and the Palestinians united to fight against the zombies. So, World War Z. So honestly, I think the more realistic option is that Israelis would fight against the Palestinians who would join the zombies, because they're the same thing. But that's the closest thing we gonna get to the World War Z. It's been a while. Iran thing might be horrific, but how is Israel doing right now? Israel is fine. how can I say it? It's like we've been waiting for this war. So when you anticipate the war, it's worse than actually finally being allowed to be like, oh, it started finally, you know. I didn't watch the movie. They sang this. Okay. As a Dutch, I do feel ashamed of cowardly Europe. We should support Trump and Israel 1000%. Also, I think that, like, considering the fact that the Dutch people ate their own prime minister and his brother, you can do it if you want, you know. You have it in you somewhere. Yeah, okay. So this is so fun. I'm going to show you this video. So it's it says here the United States against Iran.
No.
What about him? Is that him?
No.
That's gotta be him.
Stop talking. Stop talking. Stop talking.
Is that Mr. Big?
No.
What about him? Is that him?
No.
That's gotta be him.
Stop talking. Stop talking. Stop talking.
Is that Mr. Big?
No.
And like, and then people in the Israelis in the comments, we Israelis are making the best anti-Semitic videos. We do it so much more. We do it so much better than all the anti-Semites. With we control the world. Everybody knows that we control the media. The entire the commentary section. It's like it's one of the things that a lot of Israelis do, is that they started mimicking like the anti-Semitic tropes, and they just translate it to Hebrew, and it sounds it sounds hilarious, because it's like it's not all juice, but it's always a juice. But they translate it to like the same juice in Hebrew, like the drink, which is so funny. Seriously though, what is your assessment of the end game here? I will give my assessment. I like everybody likes juice. What's not to like? It's nice, it's sugary, it's sweet. It's bad for your teeth. What's not to like? Oh, this is beautiful. This is, I don't know here. Oh, it doesn't have voice. So it's the Fairmont, the poem. So it got hit. I do not recommend the rocket heater room. No air defense system. I did not think. It's like hello. Okay, let's hear.
Do not let it pass. May God bless the United States of America.
I'm so now I feel like now I regret the fact that I'm not in a public shelter, like, because this is what they do in public shelters, and here I like here is like, even though like it's inconvenient when you want to sleep, well, you know, the public shelter stuff, but it's okay. So who cares my Purim parties got canceled? Who cares that I was supposed to be partying on Sunday, I was supposed to be partying on Tuesday, but it got canceled, but they still had their party, and I wasn't invited to those shelter parties. So hello, England, Wales, Scotland. Where are you guys? Where is, I think, hello, Shalene from Brazil. Hello, Ireland. Kurdistan. The Kurds. So I don't know if I should talk about what's going on with the Kurds entering Iran, because the the message from the Kurds was in a private text. Yes, it's like the private text group with the Kurdish people, militias. They texted, "Can someone tell Western media to shut the f up?" Really, it's really hard to stay friends with both the Kurds and the Iranians. They hate each other with passion. You guys have no idea. Just thinking about trying to navigate between these groups is like giving me a headache. Okay, let's see what's going on. Okay, let's continue. What are you saying? I didn't know that. Is this
Israel War Room just tweeted this on Twitter, and here's the catch. They tweeted this the exact minute that they struck the supreme leader of Iran's compound. Like, literally, like, this is deliberate. Like, bro.
I didn't know that. Is it true? But I'm trying to remember who runs the Israel War Room. I'll check later when I feel like it. I know a lot of the people who run those accounts, like the Mossad accounts. I know them. I don't remember who runs the Israel War Room though. I don't care. Okay, so this is like a very random pain point, but it's true. I cannot close the door to the shelter. So the easy part in my shelter is to close the door, but there is a part where you're supposed to lock it, and you need to move the handle from being from like horizontal position to vertical position, and that's impossible. Like it creates like a dent in the arm. It's like so hard. It's painful. Oh, and the music. Just like I can relate. Like this part. It's like it's that's exactly. It's like if there is no man, the door is not closed properly. It's like who thought about it? Who thought about like what if there would be only women in the shelter or like elderly men? Did you guys think of it? Unsure if it's Iranian or Iraqi Kurds fighting the RGC. I was told not to say anything about it. And the Kurds can be scary sometimes. Not gonna lie. Oh, this is amazing. Check this out. Each of us needs a hero. Like look at this guy going to the shelter with his emotional support. Emotional support. And this priest is going to the shelter with it. It's like everybody has their own emotional support buddy. That's amazing. Like here's your puppy. Aww. Why is he dressed like this? Oh, he's dressed like a priest because it's Purim. People are wearing costumes, and if they don't have a costume, this is when you wear pajamas. People just wear like their funniest pajamas usually. So. What do you mean? I got talked to by Shin Bet at least twice from my paranoid experience. What do you mean by that? Like the Shabak? The Shabak are everywhere. They're running the airport and shit. Like, I don't get it. I know people who work for them, okay? They're humans, I swear. Some of them, you'd be surprised, are responsible for anything that has to do with security. Oh, I thought it's funny. Netanyahu, if he was born in another country. I don't think, does this look Russian to you? Does it look, it looks like, I don't know, it looks like the Nilo in this. The Godfather. I think this is hilarious. It looks just like Japanese people. I like. Italians have style. They have style. So. Javier Milei style. This is the best. Baby in Natango, Nigeria. This is so funny. Yeah. I don't know, the Emirati Qatari one was it didn't look like Netanyahu at all. I love the Greek one. Look at this. Bibis. Why is the England one bold? Can someone explain? I didn't notice that Brits are bold. Ah. Oh my God, I didn't notice Habibi Netanyahu. That's amazing. Oh, this is cute. Look, the Iranians putting flowers. From Bibi June.
Bibi! June! Thank you, Bibi! Bibi! June! June! Bibi! June!
I love it. I love that it gets the credit it deserves. So cute. So cute. It's so much fun. This I thought was fun.
Homer, it's really coming down. Could you check on the boys?
They're fine.
Homer?
Who cares about Afghanistan and Pakistan? Does anyone here is anyone here worried about Afghanistan and Pakistan in the chat? I mean, I guess there are people that are from there. They exist, yes, but but is anyone here worried about the Afghanis or the Pakistanis? I'm just wondering. And please don't forget to smash the like button. It's 100% free. Thank you for the reminder. No, nobody. Yeah, no. Oh, okay. So, Rahat, you care about Pakistan? Somebody here cares about Pakistan. Why do you care about Pakistan? Worried. I thought this was funny as well.
You help contain Russia. You help contain Iran. You help contain...
I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so unrealistic, but I thought it was funny.
China and North Korea. And me? What is my purpose? You manufacture semiconductors. Oh my God. You help contain Russia. You help contain Iran.
Oh, amazing. Amazing. That's so funny. I don't know, like how to explain it honestly. Why do I think it's funny? I think it's because Taiwan, it's like. By the way, Taiwan, they have an army and stuff, right? Like, but it's funny. It's too funny because it's like it means like the people are gonna fight over it. Okay, I think I finished here, so let's go to the other stuff I saved for you all. Okay, so apparently the Twitter also had this, but you know, it's so amazing. It's so amazing. You can look at it again. Hey, what happened? Where am I? Where did you go? No, here, I saved it. Ta-da! Okay. Okay. So this it's not every day that you see RGC. By the way, here's the theme, okay? So in Purim, what I wrote on my title is AdLoYada. AdLoYada means until you don't know. And it's a short for until you don't know the difference between good and bad. So you're supposed to be so drunk that between Haman, this is Haman, right? Chaminai, the evil Haman, and somebody good, and Mordechai, you're not going to be able to tell the difference because you're going to be so drunk. So this is AdLoYada. So this is... Purim is amazing, and this year this Purim is a bit special, but you know, because it's again. So the first Purim was a regime change operation in Iran. The second Purim is also it's again a regime change operation in Iran. Who would have thought? Different tactics, but you know, it's funny. So this is Goldie Gamari. And that's her reaction to the news that Kurds infiltrated Iran. And she said also not all Iraqi Kurds are your allies, Mark. And she talked like it's a president that had officially made a statement crying over the death of the Ayatollah. Yep, the Goldie is fire. No, she is setting things on fire. That's for sure. So the Kurds and the Iranians. Oh, they're awful. I don't know, like. Like the Kurds and the Persians, like they like fighting, and this is not helping Goldie. Don't, it's not helping. Like I asked, okay, so I'll tell you this, because this part I did forward to the Kurds, and they answered that, what are you, an idiot? Like, of course he made that statement. Otherwise, like, how would they be surprised when we attack them? You know, they are just like, that's basically the spirit of, like, you have to keep some ambiguity. It's like, you know, you don't want people to pay attention to you and notice that border. And it's like, so anyway, I just remembered that I'm supposed to not talk about the Kurds because it would hurt their operations. So the Kurds don't like the IRGC, okay? They don't. It's not fair to say that. It's more like, don't forget that there are a lot of Iranians that are part of the IRGC, okay? No matter how much you look at it as if they're not. They are. The problem, one big problem is that the Iranians are not willing to acknowledge the elephant in the room, which is the Kurds, especially. Just like acknowledge that they exist And stop saying, oh, they want this, they want that, right? It's like the person I saw that did it right, the person that I saw who did it right is this guy. I forgot his name. I follow him on YouTube. He has a new one. He has a very, very Iranian name. That's hard to say. I don't know why I brought this. I don't feel like drinking at all. I'm gonna put you aside, Johnny Walker. Sorry, I don't think. They have to at least they have to acknowledge that their existence, you know. It's like just say it. There's like the way, like, I get it, integrity, blah blah blah, but acknowledge that the Kurds exist, right? They can help you. And then it's like, okay, whatever they're gonna want. Because I know from inner talks that they were asked, what would make you like not be so much against the Shah? And they plainly said, okay, tell the Shah to acknowledge us. And it's like, Reza Pahlavi just needs to say, yes, like, it could be, like, even say something like, it could be a republic. A republic wouldn't, like, just that would make us, like, some autonomy, right? Something, acknowledge them. And because you need them. They're in the, no matter how you look at it, it is the minorities that are on the borders, meaning that they're the ones that can smuggle weapon in. And out all of the minorities, the Kurds are the ones that are most willing to fight, probably. The Azeris are basically the regime. Okay, the Azeris are the regime. So it is the Kurds. And the Masa Amini, she was a Kurdish woman, and that the woman of life, freedom, it's a chant that started with the Kurds. You can't say that the Kurds support the IRGC. It's wrong. Acknowledge them. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Kurds are also not perfect, right? Nobody is. Like, it's not like the Kurds are perfect. But so what is the difference between Azeri and Azerbaijani? The difference is that it's South Korea, North Korea. What's the difference? I mean, the Azerbaijanis are in Azerbaijan, like they are the same people. They're both Azeris, but the Azerbaijani ones are a lot more secular and a lot more modern. And the Azeris in side of Iran, traditionally, first of all, like they are very much a secret power. They are Turks, like, right? And they technically like took over the power inside of Iran several times. They are part of the, like, they, on one hand, they are being oppressed and they're like, you know, but they're everybody in Iran are getting oppressed. Like the Azeris, the Persians, everybody's culture is getting oppressed because they're like replaced with Islamic one. But the minorities, like the thing is, like one of the ways that the IRGC, like the Iranians managed to control, the Islamic Republic managed to control Iran is by divide and conquer and make sure that the minorities hate each other. And all the minorities get oppressed, including the largest minority, which is still a minority, the Persians. They all get Islamized and they all get their culture deleted, right? So the Persian turns more Arabic, like instead of Parsi, it's Farsi. It's like it's Arabized. Even like Aziz is an Arabic word, like whatever. And they all go through the same process, except it's very convenient for the other minorities to blame the Persians as if it is the Persians that take away their culture, and not exactly the Islamic Republic. And and the Kurds, it's not like they also took over Iran once. Okay, they also were the controlling, and they control the elite layer at one point of history. but I would watch out from the Azeris. Like that's it's not that I know perfectly well, okay? This is me trying to navigate the water. And I say that because I hear like their conversations in Russian. I talk to the Kurds, I talk to like people from all over. And out of like the Azeris are a huge minority, right? They themselves claim that they are just as large as, like they claim that they are secretly the majority or like a significant minority, and that's how they take over. At the same time, when they brag about them taking over and actually being the occupying force of Iran, the Azeris, they also cry about their own culture and their own minorities being suppressed. And it's true, it's the same with the Alawites, okay? Just because the Alawites, right, the what's his name, Assad was Alawite, does it mean that the Alawites were less, you know, less like enjoyed any privileges? No, they didn't. Just because Assad, who was an Alawite, took over doesn't mean that the Alawites had any kind of a good life. The Alawites were poor under the Assad regime. So just because it's like a lot of the elites, like it's the Azeris, that's what the Azeris are saying. It took over our Azeris, and what happened is like that the Turkic Azeris got Persianized, right? They started adopting Persian and stuff. There's also claim like whatever. So, but the Kurds are they are the ones that like the Masa Amini protest started with them. And they are the ones that are also resisting very much the RGC. So it's complicated. And also don't forget that people are, you're gonna grab a person, they're gonna have their own like views. And there are gonna be Persians who are pro IRGC, there are gonna be people from all over. People are people, it's complicated. But you at least have to acknowledge the Kurds. The Kurds are like, there is a reason there are rumors that it is the Kurds that are getting the weapons, right? Even though like there is a denial from the White House, and there's like a denial that they are being armed. The Kurds are being armed from, there's like, it's not, it's like there isn't, like it's denied. But there is a reason the CIA, right, traditionally, historically cooperated with the Kurds and in general. It's because they are willing to do it. And also it's like, I don't know who else, like the Baluchis. I'm not convinced the Baluchis are different from the Pakis. Like considering where they are geographically, I don't know the Baluchis that much, but I have guesses. I don't know them, but I have guesses. You know? So I don't know how the Baluchis are, but Kurds have not invaded Iran, it's fake news. Well, they don't need to, they're inside. It's a border thing. It's like the border situation. Yeah, they're not, I know they're not Pakistanis. But I'm not like are they Afghans? Like, but also like it's complicated. Aren't like Afghans also kind of Persian? It's weird. Don't ask me. Anyway, do I think the Kurds are? Yeah, the Kurds are also, they have their own things. The Afghans are a lot of things, to be honest. The Afghans are a lot of things. But they have a very similar language, don't they? It's also like, who are the Arabs? Everybody here call themselves Arabs. Everybody who speaks Arabic are Arabs. But are they Arabs? Like, why are the Moroccans like calling themselves Arabs? To me, it's like, if it's the same language family, does it mean that, like, even though technically we have the same language family as the Arabs, so I don't know. But historically, it is pretty complicated. So you're saying Arabs are only in Arab Peninsula? Like the Palestinians call themselves, in Arabic, they call themselves Arabs. The Palestinian identity only exists in non-Arabic languages. In any other language, it's Arabic. They're Arabs. The Moroccans are not Arabs, but I heard them call themselves Arabs. I heard them call themselves Arabs. So it's like, when it comes to like trying to understand what the ethnicities of peoples are here in this area, and it's like, it's just a headache. And right now, the Pakistanis are also calling themselves. I thought that the last invention the Pakis have is that they're also Turkic. I heard that like the last thing that they had is that the Turks and the Pakis also decided to invent like a common ancestry to justify an alliance between themselves. It's like I heard that's the last invention. Okay. It's yes, I know it's unrelated, but it just keeps getting weirder and weirder. I feel like that's true for our conversation, and I'm not even drunk like I'm supposed to be. I guess that trying to figure out the Middle East is getting drunk is perfectly makes sense. I've been watching Goldie Gamari and has been talking about what is Goldie saying. Listen, here's the thing, okay? Here's the fact. The Kurds in Iraq, at least, for sure, don't like the Iranians. And they don't like the IRGC either. But they are the best positioned to smuggle weapons to people on the ground. And there is a common enemy. Like, think about it like this, okay? You have the Shia-Sunni divide, right? You have the Muslim Brotherhood and the IRGC. So you have the Shia Islamic endeavors, and then you have the Muslim Brotherhood. But here's what I want to emphasize. When it comes to trying to destroy Israel, the Muslim Brotherhood and the IRGC, they're like brothers. They work very well together, okay? And sometimes even like other groups join them, like, the Islamic Wahhabi monarchy style of the Saudi Arabia. I mean, before MBS mostly, but there was also, I didn't check like how much no, actually, the first thing that what they did? I think it was Saudi Arabia. So when the HTS took over, when Ashara took over Syria, what Saudi Arabia did was to actually send books of Islam. It's like, it's Wahhabi, right? If I'm not wrong, Saudi Arabia, it's Wahhabi. They sent books to the Syrians so that they would be part of their type of Islam, right? So they're under the monarchic Saud monarchy umbrella of a pyramid scheme. And then there's the Muslim Brotherhood pyramid scheme, and then you have the that grew from Egypt, and then you have the what's their name? The IRGC pyramid scheme. Okay, several pyramid schemes of Islam, and I don't want to get with the difference between the Sunnis, okay, because they have their own different pyramid schemes, more monarchic, less monarchic, whatever. Muslim Brotherhood, the Saudi style, whatever. They have their own like branches. But in the end of the day, okay, and let's talk about the famous Shia-Sunna divide. There is no Shia-Sunna divide when it comes to the holy, well-understood goal of destroying Israel. Right? They know how to cooperate. So dear Iran, like I'm telling you, and that's what I said for the Iranians and the Kurds, right? You guys, if the IRGC and the Muslim Brotherhood can cooperate with like, yes, they also blow each other up. True. But when it comes to a common goal, they know how to cooperate, okay? Because there is a goal. Also, bring down the Ayatollahs and then fight. And then like go against each other, all right? And you Iranians, right now, you need the Kurds because they're sitting on the border and they can smuggle weapons in, okay? And you need weapons because how are you gonna fight the people on the street? How are you gonna fight all the Iraqi Shia militias who are gonna flood in? How are you gonna get the Afghans who are gonna flood in? You need weapons, right? So where are you gonna get it from? The Kurds, right? So it's like the Kurds. You acknowledge their existence. You say, guys, like you think you need to think like the mullahs are their Jews, okay? So the Shia and the Sunnis can cooperate to kill the Jews. They need to cooperate to get rid of the mullahs, and then after that they're gonna figure it out. Hopefully, something better than whatever the Muslim Brotherhood or the IRGC are offering, but. You know, it's like, are you not desperate enough? Are you not thirsty enough? Have you not been oppressed enough? Like, what's your problem? It is multi-level marketing religion. It is. Those are pyramid schemes. I think not. There are plans by US to smuggle weapons into Iran at some point to arm the people. Also, much of the Iranian army has already been defecting. Yeah. How are they going to get the weapons? It's not that simple. And how are you going to know who is getting the weapons? Anyway, so, okay, unrelated. It's getting weirder and weirder. Let's say what James Lindsay. I don't get the American rights. Something is weird with them.
The mission of George Soros.
What is he saying?
Soros and his prosecutors is to spring barbarians loose so that Americans are slaughtered.
Need to change my settings here.
Slaughtered. It happened to Irina Zarutska. It happened to Stephanie Minter. It happened to the victims of the mass shooting in Austin, a 30-year-old man, a 19-year-old man, a 21-year-old woman. And it will continue to happen. Whether or not we achieve our objectives in Iran, objectives that to this day still have not been fully articulated. As it stands, this is the status quo you're expected to accept. That we can terminate the supreme leader of Iran, despite all of his security and paranoia and power. But we can't deport Somali fraudsters in Minneapolis. We can't denaturalize scammers and grifters who open.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't listening to what he was saying. So I need to start over. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Okay.
The mission of George Soros and his prosecutors is to spring barbarians loose so that Americans are slaughtered. It happened to Irina Zarutska. It happened to Stephanie Minter. It happened to the victims of the mass shooting in Austin, a 30-year-old man, a 19-year-old man, a 21-year-old woman. And it will continue to happen. Whether or not we achieve our objectives in Iran, objectives that to this day still have not been fully articulated. As it stands,
What can I say? How, you know what? There are Americans here. Let me know what you guys think. I want to hear y'all. What are you thinking? because here is like there is a like if Iran with its strategic location and critical part like role in world geopolitics have nukes, the world is screwed, like really screwed. But the thing is like I don't understand it too. Americans don't understand that every bad there is a worse. Is it something that like they've never heard of? It's like were they never taught like, you know, guys, there are bad times, but it could always be worse. It's like you don't understand what are you talking about? You're gonna have a situation where there's gonna be like even now there is so much money flooding into crime because Hezbollah, and I talked about it years ago, are with the cartels, which means they are training the cartels. They are training the cartels in South America, and they're professional, and they're infiltrating, and at some point it's gonna be harder and harder to stop them. So, and people, it's like it's gonna be like did you like doesn't it look might watch like look at the opium wars, because I don't understand like if he doesn't understand how dangerous drugs are, is that something that's missing? Like look at what the opium did to China. Look up opium wars and what it means, because this is where America is going towards. It's going towards drug wars, the same like as the opium wars, and that is if you completely ignore the Islamic part. You don't need a caliphate. You can completely ignore the Islamic part. Okay, ignore it. Do you know how that drug wars are a real brutal, dangerous things that can devastate an empire? Because if you're gonna stop the drug smugglers, those drug smugglers, and America, it's its golden cow, are gonna fight exactly the way the Brits did for the right to sell drugs into America and poison your people. It's dangerous. It can devastate a nation. It can devastate it. Like look at what drugs and alcohol did to the Native American population. It until now they cannot get out of that loop because they had no resistance to alcohol. They had no generational like and to this day they can't get out of that. It's so hard to get out of this they got drunk loop to this day. It's like you need to protect yourself.
This is the status.
Yes, exactly, Greg. Thank you. Look what vodka did to Russia. Vodka, alcoholism kills Russia. Kills it. Men die young, and and women let them die because they're so unbearable being drunk. How is it being a leftist? Because I mentioned the Native Americans. I mean, you know, it's one thing when you don't know, okay? They didn't like just like you don't like. Why would you want to be like the Native Americans who went that way? Route. Like, why would you, like, wouldn't you agree that the smart thing for them would have been to fight against it? It's like, if you're not fighting against it, it's the lefty thing would be to say, oh, poor Americans. I'm not saying poor Americans. I'm saying you have to fight it. You have to go against it because it can devastate you. It's not a victim culture. It's like, get up and understand what it means. And you need to, like, and the economic driver is Iran. And because of that economic driver, it's just like there is an incentive, and they're gonna fight you just to ignore everything, like ignore Islam completely, okay? Just to make it more simple. Just the drugs. It's very dangerous. It's been a struggle for 400. It's not a one-sided thing. What do you mean? It's not, of course it's not one-sided. But you cannot say, like, you know, it's one thing to be an idiot without a president, like the Native Americans were, like idiots, but they didn't have a president. You have a president, so what's your excuse to being an idiot? Like, it's like, not that I'm saying, but
Status quo, you're expected to accept. That we can terminate the supreme leader of Iran, despite all of his security and paranoia and power. But we can't deport Somali fraudsters in Minneapolis. We can't denaturalize scammers and grifters who openly declare for the world to see that they despise the United States and seek to destroy it.
Is he talking about Nick Fuentes right now and Tucker Carlson? He wants these people get kicked out of the country. Like, what does he mean? It's like Tim Waltz. Is he talking about him? It's because that's the thing. Like, once something infiltrates, something is right inside. It's so much harder, right? It's so much harder to protect yourself. It's easier to protect the borders than it is to protect from something that already penetrated. It's a lot harder.
We can't get gangster thugs and illegal aliens like Kilmar Abrego Garcia out of the country without 10 different female judges, all of them with foreign last names, issuing an immediate nationwide injunction. We can't imprison the insurance executives who are ripping off Medicaid by sending massive payouts to fake autism treatment clinics and leering centers while keeping a cut for themselves, of course. None of that is possible, apparently. So we can eliminate a threat thousands of miles away, a threat that's supposedly urgent, but we can't do anything about the clear and obvious threats that are living in this country right now. Apparently, all it takes is some low testosterone, schizophrenic weirdo fighting with Border Patrol while armed with a handgun, along with an unemployed lesbian extremist driving an SUV directly at a federal agent, to completely derail immigration enforcement within our borders. Now, for the past several months, I've been told continuously that
Yeah, because your people are already suffering from brain damage, and not just from drugs, obviously. But the reason that you're suffering from brain damage, sir, is because of foreign influence. And it's not just the drugs, right? So one, I talked about the drugs that are ruining America. That's one. But Iran, and don't get me wrong, the Qatari money is Iranian money. They share the same resources. They share the gas fields. They share the oil fields. The Qatari money that they are spreading to make you stupid, that's Iranian money.
we can't actually do mass deportations, much less mass denaturalizations, because it's impractical, expensive, politically unpopular, risky. Deporting illegal immigrants who haven't committed additional crimes, who have no criminal record aside from being here illegally, is especially fraught, I'm told, we're all told. That was the argument we heard when Los Angeles burned and Trump had to send in the National Guard. It was the argument we heard when ICE was forced to flee Minneapolis. Maybe there's some truth to it. You know, maybe mass deportations and mass denaturalizations are impractical, expensive, political.
He's saying, okay, money is money. Would you reject it? Are you that moral? No, I wouldn't reject it. I wouldn't. This is why it's a national fight. It's like also drugs are fun. Would I reject it? No, probably not. So I'm not that moral. This is why it's a national fight. You don't like, it's very hard. It's like, it's almost like you can say like you expect the Americans, right, not to, they get fentanyl in their drinks without them knowing. So how can you blame them for getting hooked to something they had no choice at? You just need to make sure that like it's complicated, right? When it comes to money. And it's like you want it not to be in a situation where it can influence people for the worse. That's the goal. That's the you know, you need people to be have some morals and like look at their cup, like make sure you don't leave it with unattended and stuff. And also like avoid drugs and alcohol and everything like that. We can educate people, right? But it is just like there are things like you need. There is a reason you have this country, okay? There is a reason why it's not just people walking around with guns to protect themselves. You need this formation of something that is more orderly.
Unpopular, risky. I can't say for sure that a deportation operation targeting all illegal aliens, again, not just the criminal, not just the additional criminals, but all of them. I can't say that such an operation at the kind of scale we would need wouldn't result in massive backlash from the electorate. I think those fears are overblown, but maybe they aren't. Well, Mr. President, the war in Iran is also impractical.
Okay, let me explain to Matt Walsh here before he continues. What is easier, to pick up all the water droplets that had spread from a hose, or is it easier to just close the tap? What is more effective? Is it more effective to pick up every droplet that fell on the floor from the water source, or is it more effective to go and close the tap? That's the situation you're at. And between these two, I'm going to tell you, closing the tap is actually easier. This is why Iran is getting attacked.
Practical, expensive, politically unpopular, and risky. Even if it all works out. Even if in the end it was the right move. It still is all of those things. That in and of itself doesn't mean it's wrong. And I acknowledge that it's your call to make in the end. You're the commander in chief after all. But if we're going to do something drastic and explosive and unpopular thousands of miles from home, why not do it here too? That's the question that
because seriously, like as a person that understands how the Muslim Brotherhood infiltrates a society, Matt Walsh, I'm not sure you are not in the deportation list according to your requirement list.
Base is asking. If we're going to give a major prize to the donors and pundit class, people who have tried to undermine you every step of the way, people who oppose your domestic agenda, people who many of them want you to be impeached and imprisoned, if we're going to reward them, then will we also reward your America First base? Will you bring back the Muslim ban, restart workplace raids, suspend the legal immigration system, strip citizenship?
How do you do a Muslim ban? Like when you already have a situationship where the country and the people in it would not cooperate in doing so. Like even partial Muslim ban is super hard to do. It's like It's like, I can even say it, like even before October 7th, no matter how much you would have told the Israelis, listen, you have to go and like clean up Gaza, you think the Israelis would be enthusiastic on doing that? That you do have like the amount of patience and like the ability to stomach it? It's not so easy. And it's like, I mean, it's not like he is wrong, but I don't know if he's helping with that, first of all. I don't know.
From paper Americans who use the word they when they describe our country. Strip citizenship from Americans who can't even speak English and don't respect our laws. Finish the big, beautiful border wall. You can capture Maduro and kill the Ayatollah, both impressive feats, even if I'm skeptical of the objectives and downstream effects related to the latter. But if you could do all that, then I would ask you, we ask you, will you finish the thing you set out to achieve? Will you make America, America great again?
He is not wrong. It's just irrelevant to the fact. It's just detached from reality. And it's funny because it's if you read the Quran, if I'm not mistaken, it's in the Quran verses, right? If I'm not mistaken, it's in the Quran, not the Hadith, that it says that one of the signs that it's time to attack is when people are starting to build walls. So ironically enough, like his suggestion of building walls is culturally perceived as a sign of weakness in Islam. Not just, just a neutral commentary that I want to throw out there. All right, I think, sorry. Isolationism via the Lord of the Rings.
But you don't end wars by, and this is sort of the weakness of the libertarian mind. You don't end a war, or you don't end a potential war by saying, well, I don't like war. War's not good. I don't like war. Because you know what? Sort of like the hobbits, they might bring war to you. That kind of worked. I think that, yeah, kind of like that one. That kind of worked, right? Like you can just sit in the Shire all day long with your comb on your hairy foot saying, I don't like war. And the guy with the beard can come and take the bong hits or whatever he was doing. Am I getting any of this right? And just not want war. But then there's a big guy with a chain link thing and a Sauron and a spear maybe or something, and he's coming to get you. So you got to take him out. You got to take him out. That's peace through strength.
That was something. I don't know what it explained exactly, but it was something. I'm like, it was. Hi. Hey, this is funny. The Charlie Hebdo. You guys know the reference. I think I'll skip it. Let's see if there's something fun. Oh, this looks fun. Happy pouring. This is nice. Okay, so thank you, Shana, for your support. Thank you so much. I don't think the right understands that Trump is actually doing everything he is legally allowed to do to handle the issues at home. Also, a lot of the Also, a lot of the liberal left support Iran war. That's nice to hear. That's nice to hear that a lot of them do. What is the sentiment in the USA? I heard mixed reports about that operation. Like I mean, it's. Oh my yes, we should draw Muhammad one day. We should have like a fun, like arts and craft times together in this channel, and everybody can draw Muhammad and share their drawings. I'm saying, okay, it's literally 50-50. Mm-hmm. Oh, have you guys seen that? That Natasha Hausdorff is suing Piers Morgan because he was a douchebag. I want to get into. I want to dive into the entire background here. So I don't know if you guys know what happened. I've seen that video and how she was treated. Let's see if there is something fun. Oh, struck. Let me see. Oh. No, why am I? Okay, I'm gonna bring myself down. Here. I can start over. Yeah. Okay, let's see what else is here. Breaking. Regime television hacked again, now broadcasting messages from the Shah. So sad they're Mushalik. Jerusalem. People are celebrating even though it's against the they caught one. Oh, you guys cannot see me. They caught Avner Netanyahu partying. It's like they are not allowed to party because we're supposed to stay home because of the situationship. And when they caught that one of the Avner, one of the Netanyahu's son, it was also partying in Jerusalem with these guys. against the Oh, here Mossad posts in Farsi. The fall of the regime will happen exactly like this. Keep sending reports from the field. You are the real heroes. Wow. Yeah, I was saying Kurds like Jews are diverse in politics. Everybody is diverse in politics. Can you imagine like trying to paint the entire United States as one thing? Right? It's like you can say like, oh, the United States, like, of course they're gonna fight Iran, but it's not of course. It's like it depends on who is elected, and it's like a 50-50 thing. It's really hard. It's like it's like a coin flip. You don't know like which. I have such a nerdy example in my head, right? If you have matter and antimatter, you have it almost 50-50, but the difference between the little difference between the 50% 0.0001 versus the 49 makes the whole universe because it can recombine because it's not perfectly symmetrical. So it's like trying to predict which 50% take over. But once like a 50% takes over, it takes over. It's like a coin flip. Ay, me alakan. I love it. Oh, break-in. Pakistan had officially declared Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as a terrorist. I think it happened like a long time ago, but I thought the comment here was funny because it's an incredible honor in Pakistan to be a terrorist. So thank you for the honor, Pakistan. Here's Israeli fighter jets on the way to Iran. Ta-da. Yes, it looks like they're standing. It's funny. But the ground is moving or something. We going to strike. Here's what is sure, like the Ayatollahs and any Islamic-minded creatures should not have nuclear or ballistic missiles or anything, or too much power or money or oil or gas or territory or people or a regime. I think it's a basic thing we can all agree on. What's going to happen in that territory later? Well, that's for the Iranians to decide, but here's what they are not allowed. They're not allowed to be crazy warmongers. Is that too much to ask? It's amazing to me because this is was the Trump mindset, right? Like the deals they came up with to try to bring the Iranian regime from the dark side to the light side, to say like, you're gonna have so much prosperity, so much economic success. Here's like, we're gonna pay for your economic success. Just choose to not be crazy. And they chose to be insane instead. So like, is it so much to ask to use your money to build infrastructure in your country for water and food and not to terrorize the entire world? Is that much to ask for? And that's like that's it. Like, this is the minimum. It's like whoever is gonna step up in Iran and say, I accept. I shall spend money on shoes and luxury items, and not on terrorism no more. Good enough as far as the West is concerned. You know, it's like something else. You know, it's like, but it's like, but Trump was so. I think Trump was like shocked when he realized that how crazy they are. That's like, there is no like, no shoes are gonna convince them. No luxury. I think, yes, let's just have like some symbolic drinks, you know. Let's just open this up. Am I allowed to do this? It's tea. It's tea. I think because of Purim, we should celebrate it properly. Here. Shauna, thank you again for your support. Do you find it as crazy as I do that the Arabs are teaming up with the Americans and Israelis before our strong Western allies in British and France? I'm so done with the Europeans right now. So it's kind of funny what I'm going to tell you. I think that the British and the France this is what the Arab nations would have wanted. Like the way that the French and the French and the Brits are acting is basically how those who control them, the Muslims, would have wanted to react as well in the Arab countries, except that in the Arab countries right now, they are not in a position to behave as if they like. Like, do they really attack Iran, or are they just pretending to? Who knows? But the truth is, like, it's the decision was made. The decision was made. The Americans attacked, and the Arabs don't have a say in the matter. You know, they want it. They don't want. Like, Saudi Arabia, like it was under real threat from Iran. It's true. Like real threat. Would it be better in a different world that they could have continue like this weird cooperation sometimes when it comes to trying to bring the West down? Maybe it also like you know, the Gulf, this UAE, whatever they It's tea. It's tea. It's whisk tea. It's like, you know, it's like they are, the Americans basically can also like put a flag on those in most of those countries and say it's theirs, and that's it, like technically speaking, especially Qatar. So so that's the thing. It's like it's the thing with the, you know, with the AdLoYada, like before you can tell the difference between good and evil. Baruch Hashem, like the Gulf states are like, it's constant AdLoYada with them. You don't even need to drink. It's just AdLoYada. It's like you don't have no idea. Are they good? Are they bad? Who's like, how are they with? Are they with humanity? Are they with what? Is this enough? Looks like it's a very interesting tea, like iced tea, you know. So it's like but you don't even need to drink with them. It's like AdLoYada. It's like whatever, you don't know. It's like whatever mood they're on. I was like, are they against it? Are they like Iran? Iran is a problem. And it's one thing when, you know, Saudi Arabia made the calculation and said, we're probably gonna fall before the Americans are. But I don't even know that, like, what the elite there thinks are, like, how Islamic they are. What is the situation? Like, you know, it's so it's humans are complicated. The truth is just that their economic systems are bound to fail. Once they're failing, they're looking for solutions, and the solutions they go to is Islam. That's the problem with Islam. Nobody believes in it until they are bitter and resentful. And they will be bitter and resentful because they don't have a prosperous culture. They don't have the positive cultural mechanisms. They only have the neutral or negative. So it can be neutral, but at some point it's going to be negative. That's the problem. And the West doesn't like, but the West, you know, they also have an effect. They also bring their culture to the world and change it. Okay. Let's drink. Good luck. Ugh. Awful. I don't like it. Here is an example, right? This is like the beautiful, like, friendly guy that everybody that went to the White House, had fun with Trump, supported by the Turks and Saudi Arabia. So, and here is what, while everything's going on, here's the message that Israelis like called him and were like, Dira Sharia, harm the Druze and you will face consequences. The Jewish state will not stand by while another massacre unfolds on its border. Oh, and I didn't even start talking about Lebanon and the fact that Lebanon is also like had to evacuate the southern part of it. They got an evacuation order by the Israelis, which is funny because Hezbollah decided that they were going down with Iran, but I guess without sponsors, they're just might as well die shaheeds, I guess, and not just poor at home. So, Shana, thank you again for support. It's just that when Europe needs us, we are the strong American cousin, but then they block us to take the moral high grounds. They're not taking the moral high grounds. They're just irrelevant. They've lost it. By the way, what do you think? Like this Matt Walsh guy, he's like just like the Europeans. How is it different than the Europeans? He has a European mindset. And when you put it like that, does it make more sense why he's a stupid faggot? I'm sorry for my language. Why is he like, can somebody come to them and say, Matt Walsh, sweetheart, if you continue that path, you would turn into European, and you see how pathetic the Europeans are. That mindset is the European mindset. That's what everything is saying, is like European. That's his brain. So it's the same mindset. And the thing is, like, once you do that, here's the other thing, okay? If you have an army and you don't use it, you don't have an army. No matter how much money you spend, and let's do another shot for it to be the proper Purim. If you spend tons of money on an army, but the army is not operative, you don't have an army. Okay? You don't have it. It needs to, like, that's the reality of it. So yeah, I know it's like it's a weird situation. It's like, okay, so to have an army, you want peace through strength, but you're not gonna have strength without, exercise. But you can always find it somewhere to exercise. And if you don't do that, like if you don't prove your strength from time to time, nobody's gonna believe you that you have any strength, and you're gonna also you atrophies. Your fighting muscles are going away. So. So I kind of want to see if there are any news. Let's see what's going on in the world. All right, let's see what's happening in the world. I'm just seeing if there are any updates. I kind of wonder if we should watch like the, there was this guy, what's his name? So war fronts, and he made a video explaining the situation, 5 days that changed the Middle East forever. And I thought, like, maybe we should look at like this white Western guy trying to explain what's happening to the Middle East and see if how good it is. I don't know if it's interesting to you though. I'm trying to. It's ideal. Like I was wondering about it because this guy that talked about how white Europeans explained to him like what it is to be an Iranian, as he thought he knew what Iran is, but he needed a white European people to tell him what Iran is. Matt Walsh is just always wrong. He's famous because he can correctly identify people. Yeah, and even then, it's like, ugh. I don't like the way he like. I don't know. I don't remember exactly how he went about it, but. There's something problematic about trying to fight woke by humiliating them. It's also why I made a comment saying like there is a reason that the reason that I think that it makes sense for Eric Kirk to say that she forgives the shooter was because it's like he is a woke phenomenon, and right now it's like a huge percentage of the American population that suffers from woke derangement, brain damage. But that is an education system. It's so funny because it uses their vocabulary, but it's a system-wide malfunctioning. It's a system-wide. Okay, it's the system that screwed these people up systematically. So when you go around, it's like it's all fun and game, but at the end of the day, when you alienate them, you're creating a civil war as well. It's like, how do you bring them into your fold? This should be the question. So it's not so easy. It's like it's a fine line. But when you demonize people that are outside of your country, it makes sense. But when it's inside your country, you need to be smarter about it. So thank you, Shauna, for your support again. You can tell it's system-wide because the groupers are all woke. It is system-wide. It's like why I said, don't think it's just the left, because first of all, I can see the groupers and they're saying people. It's also not only women. It's just you have one kind of the same phenomena attacking women and another kind of the same phenomena attacking men. It's not just left. It's not just like it's all over. It's just different manifestations of the same system-wide brain damage that was inflicted on people. System-wide. And right? And because of that, you need to be smarter about it. Just the way it is. I'm getting drunk. I am drunk. I'm getting there, okay? I mean, this is it. I don't know. Are you allowed? Yet. I get drunk easily. Don't worry, guys. Here, you want to see Piers Morgan, our loves, getting educated by a guy? So random, but I just saw it. I don't know what it's about. Oh, you guys cannot see it. Yeah.
It's the IDF spokesman, Nadav Shoshani. Welcome to you, Mr. Shoshani. Look, I don't know how much of that you may have been listening to, but there is a narrative that many people are promoting that this has all been done at Israel's behest. It was a narrative that Marco Rubio and others explicitly laid out. They said, look, the reason America launched the strike when they did was because they knew that Israel were going to, and that the response would come back from Iran, and that might threaten American interests, and that's why America had to be preempted, which is now, they've now changed that position after the blowback they got. But what is the truth? I mean, is the truth that Israel decided to do this, and America then decided, well, if you do it, we're going to have to do something too? Or is, as some of my panelists have argued, something that's been in the works for months and months and months, and was always going to be a joint operation?
Well, Piers, first of all, thanks for having me, and I'm glad to see you're doing better. I'll add.
Is it like how like do you think you come up with like such an elaborate plan in like a day? Like, don't you have like this moment where it's like, oh, did it? Don't you think that when you have so many people like attacking together, that it maybe took more than a day to synchronize this way? That maybe it's like been at least like 2 days of work together, that like, you know, that this plan was.
The question, first of all, I've heard the Americans speak very loud and clear, all American leadership about it. I'm not a spokesperson for the Americans, but I can say, as someone who's been in the inner rooms in the IDF, that is not a real claim. It's not close to the truth. I think that even if anyone thought that, America is not one to be dragged by Israel, but being in the rooms, knowing what's been happening in recent weeks and months, has no relation to reality. This is a joint operation with a mutual enemy, shared interests, shared values, shared enemy. When they yell death to America, they yell death to Israel. When they yell death to Israel, they yell death to America. But I can explicitly say, since I'm an IDF spokesperson, knowing the planning for weeks and months, saying that Israel decided to attack alone and the U.S. was dragged into it is just completely false.
What people are struggling to understand is that last year in the 12...
Is there something that Piers Morgan doesn't struggle to understand? I have to drink because I still know that Piers Morgan is the bad guy and the green guy is probably the one that has a brain. This is AdLoYada. AdLoYada is a very hard mission. Like, can you imagine not knowing who is the idiot between them? Can you imagine how drunk you have to be? This is why Purim is also, it's a very, you know, the Jews, like, they don't play around with the mitzvahs. It's like when you get drunk, you know, until you don't know which one is the idiot. Can you imagine how hard it is? Okay.
Day war. There was a specific attack on Iran's nuclear capability, which we were told had been incredibly successful. And yet here we are less than a year later, significantly less than a year later, with apparently a need to go to a full-blown war with them because they still have the ability to have nuclear capability. And people are struggling to put those two positions together. They're like, well, we thought we destroyed. That was the whole point of what happened last summer was that was the end of that nuclear threat. Why is that threat now within 8-9 months now deemed to be so imminent that they have to be exposed to a full-blown war?
Well, that's a great question. And first of all, your statement is absolutely correct. We gave a very heavy blow, Israel and the United States of America, to the Iranian nuclear program. But what happened after the 12-day war is Ayatollah Khamenei and Iranian leadership decided we're going to go full in. We're going to go full in on ballistic missiles, and we're going to do whatever we can to make sure that we will obtain a nuclear weapon. Now, two things happened that are very disturbing. The first one is them hiding and digging deeper and concealing and fortifying their nuclear program. The idea is that even if they don't have nuclear weapons now, or they're not even producing now, but by the time that we understand something is happening, it's too late. And even the best technology, best bombers in the world won't be able to use that. So that's one ticking time bomb. The second one is the ballistic missiles. What we're seeing in the last 4 or 5 days is incredible, unbelievable attacks by Iran towards the entire region, including European countries, including Australian, French, British assets in the region. And this,
by the way, I called it. I told you that they're gonna attack Europe as well. I told you guys. I told you guys that they're gonna attack Europe, and if they are not attacking the fun places in Europe because, and I'm already starting to feel drunk. I don't know if you're enjoying it. They didn't go to the fun places in Europe because they still don't have ballistic missiles that go far enough. That's why. So it could have even been more fun than what it is now. It is very fun right now, but it could have been even more fun. You guys can imagine.
is just a preview to how the reality would look like a year or two away if Iran continued in the pace of producing many hundreds of ballistic missiles a year. They were planning, we know this, they were planning to reach high numbers of ballistic missiles, all the way up to 8,000, 10,000 missiles, and get to a place where no one can deal with them. They are creating an immunity for them that no one would dare deal with them. And what we're seeing right now in recent days shows the exact intent of the Iranian regime, but on a much smaller scale, because we caught this in the right timing. And by the way, Pierce, there was one more important thing that's really important to mention. We also had a golden opportunity. We have golden intelligence that's been built up together with Americans for.
I just want to add, like, before we continue, and clearly I'm not drunk enough because I can still tell who is the idiot between these two. You know, Piers Morgan, like, this is a personal address to you. Here's the thing, okay? Most human beings, they are able to learn new skills. They're able to learn to be exposed to information, digest it, and then they have a new skill or new information or a new ability. So I know that Piers Morgan doesn't have that ability. Whatever was installed in his mind somewhere, I don't know, I guess 50 years ago, whatever age he is, that's basically the entire information and the entire capability of his thinking is where it's at. So there is no learning capability here, clearly. So of course, a person like that, like Piers here, would struggle to understand that Iran learned a skill. They learned a skill, which is building shit that explode, okay, and sending stuff away. Also, they have like friends who can like smuggle those pre-made things as well. But they it's like they don't have to, like, they had the infrastructure, and the infrastructure is first of all here, right? So for example, if you ask me to write code now, I can write code. Why? Because I did it a million times. But when I needed to do it before I knew how to write code, then it would have taken a lot longer. You understand, sir? So this is like the people evolve. And first of all, it's like saying, okay, you took, for example, Piers Morgan, imagine somebody coming to my closet at home and taken all my pink clothes away. So I don't have any pink clothes anymore. Then I go to the store and buy more pink clothes. And then you're asking, how come you have pink clothes? Because I purchased more pink clothes. Do you understand, sir? And even if you, and not only that, I also learned how to make pink dye, just to make sure. If nobody wants to sell me pink clothes, then I'm gonna make, I know how to make pink dye, okay? I've learned. So the thing is, like, Piers Morgan is just incapable of learning anything new or thinking or functioning. So that's what we get. Now he's baffled because I guess somebody else buy his clothes and whatever he says is the same thing all the time, no matter how much. Nothing changes. Like like here's the one thing that I noticed, right? It would pretend to digest new information and then it would go back to whatever. Did anything change in his brain? No, this dude doesn't learn anything.
For weeks. On targeting Ayatollah Khamenei and the entire leadership, leading the way for the Iranian war machine, and we were able to make a real change, because what happened after the 12-day war, Ayatollah Khamenei decided we're going all in. Our lesson from the 12-day war is let's fight even harder. And I can guarantee you at least one thing: Ayatollah Khamenei will not be leading the way again all in against Israel and America.
Well, he may not, but his son might. He's being apparently promoted to be the new supreme leader. And the reality is the Revolutionary Guard remains intact, and there are over 200,000 of them. There are 500,000 more paramilitaries loyal to the regime. There's a standing army of nearly 1 million more who are also loyal to the regime. And at the moment, there is no sign of the uprising by the people of Iran that Donald Trump was suggesting he hoped would happen. And so that begs the question, as with any war when it gets started, is, well, what is the end game? What is victory? If the people do not rise up and overthrow the regime in the way that Donald Trump has clearly hoped for, then what is victory?
I don't think Piers Morgan wants to hear the answer to that. So you like, I think like some people struggle to understand, like, you set up all we ask is that you stop spending your money on ballistic missiles. Is that too much to ask for? You know, nothing else. You can have your country, you can do whatever you want, just don't, no ballistic missiles. Keep the money inside the country, build infrastructure and water systems, something like that. Something, right? Like, just don't terrorize the world. Is this so much to ask for, Piers Morgan? And what happens if that, like, if they don't succeed, sir? You don't want to know, sir. You don't want to know.
Victory look like?
Because you're gay. You're too gay to handle the truth.
I can speak on behalf of the IDF and on behalf of Israel. Our goal is to remove a gun that's pointed at our heads, and it's a loaded gun. That's our goal, to degrade the Iranians' regime capabilities, to pose an existential threat for us, but also an enormous threat for the entire region. 3 continents all the way to Eastern Europe, they are posing a threat.
No, they can be truthful enough to protect their borders, and that's it.
Threat to everyone. So that is our goal. But I'll tell you something more than that. The Iranian regime is not a small army. They have multiple armies. They're an enormous country, 10 times the population of Israel. We did not say this would be something short or simple, but we do this not because it's easy, because we need to. Because if we don't do this right now, we'll face something much, much worse later. And success for us, if you're asking victory for us, would mean that we would not need to fight Iran for a long time to come. Maybe it's because we've degraded them so far, and maybe it's because they're not trying to kill us after this operation is all said and done. But what we want to do is make a real change, take this loaded gun that's to our heads and remove it for a prolonged period of time.
But that, just finally, that does seem to be an acceptance on your part, and correct me if I'm wrong, that victory may end up with the regime intact, because it's so big and the tentacles spread so far, it's impossible to overthrow that regime or to change it in any conventional sense, but that it becomes so neutered that it no longer represents a clear and present threat to Israel. Is that what you're saying?
Well, as an IDF spokesperson, we're looking at military threats and how we deal with those threats and remove them from Israel, and we're looking at those threats and acting to remove them actively. Now, everyone in the Middle East understands how dangerous this regime. People in Israel.
Can I ask like a naive, unrelated question about this Piers Morgan guy? Is that a man? Like, is that supposed to be a man? Like, what do we have males for? It might be weird, right? But like, something needs to differentiate a male from a female, right? And I don't like I don't say he's a female, right? I'm just how do I explain that? Okay, so think so you have like amoebas, right? Amoebas are neither female or male. So maybe it's like an amoeba. You know, it's like
Israel. Is that what you're saying?
Well, as an IDF spokesperson, we're looking at military threats and how we deal with those threats and remove them from Israel, and we're looking at those threats and acting to remove them actively. Now, everyone in the Middle East understands how dangerous this regime. People in Israel remember having good relationships with Iran. We're not at war with the people of Iran. We would be happy to see them liberated, but that's not an official goal of the war. That is not a military goal. By the way, I have Iranian family and a little bit far past, but we would be happy to not need to fight this war. But we have to fight this war right now because this is a regime that for 50 years has been doing, not just saying, but doing everything they can to kill us. In the last year alone, Pierce, this is amazing. While they've been in the worst economical situation in Iran, maybe in their entire history.
The way he sits and moves around sometimes, like Piers Morgan, I feel like he has something up his butt.
People had no water. They invested almost $1 billion in proxies in the Middle East, most of it going to Hezbollah. So when people in Iran don't have water, this regime is doing everything they can to kill us. So I think everyone agrees this regime is not good. But our goal to this operation, military goals, is to look at the threats, to make sure that Israel is not posing an existential threat, and to act against it.
Okay, IDF spokesman Nadav Shoshani, I appreciate you coming on Uncensored. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, Pierce.
Why is he on why is he on TV, this guy, Piers Morgan? I get the entertainment value because people feel like, okay, I'm smarter than the guy on TV. But still, I'm sorry, Shana. Okay, let me see. All right, so thank you. So I do feel like more, I think I didn't read it right. I do see more male-driven podcasts that are focused on helping them. I don't know what to do for the woman yet. What do you mean male? Like, help them how? Okay, so according to the Bible, right, is that when you set the men straight, then they can help. How do I say it? Navigate? No. It's not manage, it's like ground the woman. I mean, woman need it too, right? But it's the thing is that if women are women properly, it's not going to reflect on men so much, unfortunately. Like women can do everything properly, but it's not gonna change men. So unfortunately, to fix women, I think we need to fix men. Like women can help by like, you know, finding the men that could be set straight. But like if, okay, let's say you correct women, then what? Then what happens? Like they're more traditional, like they want to protect the house, but that doesn't mean that men would want to stay and be responsible for their children. And it just doesn't work this way. Men are not, just because women want to do something properly, want to get married, you see that, right? It's a trope. It's like the woman wants to get married, and for years it was like that. It was woman chasing marriage, woman chasing stability. It's a woman, no matter how much they want to, how much they want to be a traditional wife, no matter how much they want to do things properly, no matter how much they want to raise children and they do it properly, right? There is nothing in their power that they can do that would make men be men. It's outside of their realm. And like, even if it's like, just even the thing that, think about like men that grow up with, like boys that grow up without a male figure in their home. The truth is, like, they don't get shaped. They don't see that, they don't learn to be men from women. And I'm sorry, it doesn't work this way. Like, it's a woman needs to affirm men. It doesn't. No, it doesn't. It's just men wanting women to kiss their asses. Honestly, it's like a delusional that you think that it is. It doesn't work this way. What they need is a man to slap them through the face and tell them to fucking man up. And only a man can do that to another man. I'm so sorry. A woman cannot. A woman can be. It's like there is a way, but to do that, it's women that take over and they choose the men that would set up the leading example, and then everybody else has to follow that person. And this is why you have sometimes those bottlenecks where you have one man on a lot of women, and that means like most men deserve to die. So, and then it takes a generation to like set up the men straight, but it's not, and you don't want it to come from women, because when it comes, it means most men are hopeless. It's going to be doomsday for them. It means that most men would have to die. So like it's like, what do you, like, I'm sorry, you need a person like do you want women to set you up straight, men? Is it possible? The truth is, no matter how much women would admire men, no matter how much they would love them, how much they would nurture men, they are not going to be men. Men are not going to be men with nurture and love and care. They're not. Mm-hmm. You want? All right, it's literally day 4. You absolute pimp. Anyway, son of the Supreme will be retired shortly. Amen. So unfortunate it didn't die in the first strike. Courtesy of the Israel. He's gonna die soon, Baruch Hashem. Thank you so much for your support, Shana, again. Judaism is not patriarchal. That's the funny part. It's matriarchal. Judaism is matriarchal, not patriarchal. But it knows to put pressure on men. Exactly, women can't intimidate men. So unfortunately, if you want it to be done through women, then it means that there's going to be a bottleneck in the population, because it's going to be only the men that already fit the criteria of being men would survive. Let's say it like that, okay? And it's not like and I don't think it's like the men need to plow the land, the women receive it natural. No, it's not natural. It's also a mistake. It's a mistake to think it's natural. It is not. When you think it's natural, you get Islam. When you think it's natural, you get the birth decline. It's not natural. It's not natural. It's only when it's not, unfortunately. It's not. They need to choose to give birth and want it, and the man needs to stay there. The man needs to be present for that to be natural. So it's complex, right? And it's one of the things, like the thing with the woman is that she was cursed by God in the Bible, in the Genesis, that her passion would be towards her man. So women would want to see men succeed. The reason I could carry a stretcher was not because I was competitive enough to carry a stretcher. It's when the men were starting to break that we women discovered that we can also carry the load, because we looked at each other and we were like, we cannot let our men suffer. That's when, because it's like we didn't want them to feel this pain, and we saw that they were breaking and they needed us. And it's the same with my friend who on October 7th loaded a bunch of like artillery, and it's something that only men can do, like in the roles that they have when preparing the artillery to be shot. The artillery is super heavy, so it's not the woman that put it in the barrel, but the guy that was with her got broke his fingers in his arm on October 7th, and she said, this is when I discovered my strength, because she said, I lifted those barrels. I lifted that artillery. I put it in the barrels in such a speed, and she shot like at 200 on October 7th. But it was her seeing men get hurt that motivated her. Men a lot of time get motivated just for the game, right? But women, like, they see the men hurt and they get motivated. And I saw it because you see it in Pradel. You see it in those times, like when you have mixed groups, when you have like this extreme situations, like in Israel, you see that the woman found extreme strength in them, but it was the passion to help the men that made them do it. It's like when they saw it, it wasn't like we're the first to go. And it's like, it's the same. Like I would never carry a stretcher, but when I saw the men suffer, that's when I was like, okay. And all the girls were like that. But here's the thing, it doesn't work the other way around. When men see women suffer, they don't become more compassionate. They need to be taught. They need to be set with boundaries. It needs to be molded into them by strength. That's what I think, honestly. That's my drunk version of reality. Yeah, men need to be driven by sense of self-actuation. Its needs and desire to make space for themselves where they establish and they're mastered some kind of personal domain. I feel like it needs to be like, when it comes to men, it needs to be the entire culture that rewards men for being men. And You can say what you want, but it's men that have that power. And when it's women that get that power, it's not good for men, because it becomes like, it's let's not get there, okay? Men be men. And I say not fully true. Men can very empathetic, and yes, you'll learn it just like women do. Here's what I'm gonna say, okay? It's a tendency. Men need to learn it through men. Men teach men to be empathetic. But it doesn't come as naturally to them as it comes naturally to women. And women can learn to handle power. It's not true. Women can handle power. Women can handle power, men can be empathetic. Okay. Rebecca, thank you, Shana, again for support. Nursing development in the USA, because during the Civil War, women dressed as soldiers and went to war front with their men. So that you're right about passion of women towards their men. Yes, exactly. It is that. And women in that situations can perform extremely well. But notice what drives them. It's the passion towards men. It sounds fun, but it's passion towards men. In fact, listen, men can be naturally more empathetic than men, okay? Sometimes more than women. But it's like, it's like, you know, it's the deviation, whatever, you know, it's like more natural inclination. There are women psychopaths, I agree. And women need to be calibrated. It's funny because like the thing on a man has got like men, like women have their passion towards men, and it's men's job to calibrate them, to like ground them, and according to Genesis. And the thing with this calibration being grounded, right? It's because if you have an objective and not versus subjective, both are important, both drive society. Both are important. Different motivations, that's it. But here's the thing, okay? It is men that are in Jewish tradition, it is men that are obligated to marry. Jewish tradition says men must marry. Women are not forced to marriage in Jewish tradition. Men must give birth. Men are not. Women are not allowed to be pressured, because it's like going to war. And it's the same thing with, you know, it's not like they're obligated, but it's like it's like part of their duties. Okay. And of course there are exceptions, but in general, like they need to be like, they don't have the excuse of, I don't want kids. Okay. Women can say traditionally can say, I don't want kids. Men cannot say, I don't want kids. That's the difference. Okay. It's not that you always get to have kids, but women are allowed to say, even if I can, I don't want to. And men are supposed to be like, I want to. Okay. And maybe I won't get it, but I want to. And the reason it is like that, it's because it is you need to put the pressure to men up, on men to man up. That's just the reality of it. And it is only when you civilize men that you get civilization. If you don't civilize men, you don't have civilization. And the truth is, the way it was done, why Judaism is matriarchal, is because it was the woman who chose which man deserves to be civilizations. So it was Rivka that said, Esav is not civilization. Is not a man to build a civilization. It is Jacob. It was Sarah it was the deciding factor. Sarah, by the way, Ishmael was supposed to be like officially Sarah's son, but he failed the civilizational test. So it went through Isaac. Okay. So the reason that Judaism is matriarchal is because the woman decided who are the men who are civilization carriers. you need to civilize men in order to have civilization. And but it's more complicated than that, because there is a reason why, because it's women who choose. It's only women who can choose that are allowed to be part of the Jewish people. It goes through the mother. It's Sarah's son. It's Rebecca's son. And even like when you have like Moses who married Tzipporah, like the sons of Tzipporah, like they go through a conversion process. And it's the test is like, okay, who are the women that understand their mission? And their mission is not to, it's to choose. It's to choose, okay? Choose who deserves it. That's the woman's mission. So you need the woman to choose. Again, how is the Judaism matriarchal if the Jew father is the authority figure? Like I said, men are the authority figure, and then the woman choose which of the sons are worthy, right? This is why it's the choice. Like I said, it's men that shape men. Men shape men. But women choose. You understand what I'm saying? I think I read it. Nursing, thank you. Women who have higher levels of narcissism will often pair bond with highly stoic men. That is way too smart for my drunk self right now. Thank you, though. Yes, men also select women, 100%. It was also why, why was Rebecca and Isaac mad with Esau? Because he chose Canaanite women who didn't understand the mission, who didn't understand like what's important and what's not. It is both. It goes both ways, right? You need to understand like which women understand the mission of like building a civilization. And every woman that like children of women who didn't understand their mission sucked in the Bible. That's the point. Like the Bible didn't like them. It's important. It's both. Okay, let's be real. It's both. It's both. You need both genders. You need both parents. Both parents need to be there. But the thing is like, do you want to be Ishmael? Like, do you want to be the guy that had to be exiled? Because that is what it means when you are at the point where it's the woman that have to make choices. So it's better if men shape men to understand what manhood is. And then this is how you build a strong foundation. Okay. I mean, yeah, I think so. That's usually how it works. Men raise men, which is why, honestly, I was thinking like, why do you have Piers Morgan on your TV? Is that the man you want to project to He's not a man. He's not a man. Why do you want something like that projected on TV? He's not a man. Whatever he is, he's not a man. This is why I say, like, this is the thing. Like, this is women not doing their job. The fact that, like, this is where, like, You know, it's like, this is the thing. It's like a matter of choice. I choose that he is not supposed to be there. A man needs to be on TV. That person is not supposed to be there. He's not a man. It's not something that I would want men to look at and think that this is a male. People love it. All right. Should I? Okay, let me get my last shot for a good measure, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. See if there is nothing happening. I don't know how we get to talk about men and women. Yeah, it is last one. Don't worry. This is what I like men for, right? So men are so good with setting, like, this is why this is like why I love having men. It's like, Rebecca, that's it, last one. I love it. I understand it. True. It's like exactly what I need men for, to tell me it's the last drink. I think you already reached your limit. No, nah, I'm cool. It's not that I'm drunk. It's more that I'm tired. I'm more drunk when I'm tired than when I'm drunk. I mean, when I'm drunk too. You know what? Whatever. Drinking is drinking. But it's pouring, so I want to be like proper. You know, to do it properly. Oh, guess what? Woohoo! We're getting missiles from Iran. Just in time. All right. לחיים. Okay, got it. I'm gonna go. Perfect timing, you guys. Good night. Happy Purim. Purim number 2. You know what I think is like, let male be man, males be men, and females be women. Okay, I'm going. Go. There is no alarm yet, just like the phone. There's so few couple minutes. Okay. Purim Sameach, everybody.